So when you guys are ready, just find a comfortable seated position. Whatever that is for you, you can prop the hips up on a blanket if that's more comfortable, or pillow. And then bring the hands to the knees, close down the eyes. Bring your awareness to your breath. Bring your awareness to the present. Inhaling completely, filling the lungs, the rib cage, the diaphragm. As you exhale, squeezing out all of the air. Slow in the breath, making each inhalation, each exhalation a little bit longer than the last. As you exhale, allow the shoulders, the back, the neck to relax, the jaw to drop slightly. Just releasing any tension in the neck and shoulders. Keeping the breath slow and steady. Just breathing easy and comfortably throughout our practice. Trying not to think too much about it. Taking a moment to set an intention for the class or for the evening. Can be anything or anybody you'd like to bring focus to. Just something you'd like to get out of the class. Keeping that intention in mind throughout our practice. When you're ready, just moving into butterfly, bringing the bottoms of the feet together, the knees nice and wide. Let the knees sink down toward the floor. If you have blocks or pillows and you want to place them underneath for some support, that's an option here. You can move the feet in a little bit. You can keep them out far, just whatever feels good for you. When you're ready, start walking the hands forward. Let the belly just sink down toward the floor. Finding that point of resistance. Just pausing there. Just finding that edge, not moving all the way into the stretch. Just where you first start to feel it. If you have a block or a bolster or a pillow handy and you want to use it here underneath the head or neck, you can do that. You can relax the head and neck forward if that's more comfortable. Whatever feels good for you, making sure you're not feeling any strain, any tension anywhere. You'll feel the stretching, but no pain, no muscle strain. Surrendering a little bit deeper into each posture with each exhalation. Stretching deeply into the body to give the muscles a break, stretching into the joints, the ligaments, the tissue, the fascia, the tendons, even a little bit into the bones. Keeping the mind present. You can let anything come to mind that needs to come to mind, anything that needs attention. Just try not to fill it with racing thoughts or to-do lists. It's focusing inward, maybe on something a little bit deeper, maybe just on relaxing. If there's anything you need to work through, feel free to work through that in your head during our practice. Just make sure to keep yourself calm and relaxed. If you find your breath getting labored or you start to feel distressed, maybe bring your attention back to your breath. Otherwise, just taking this time, let the mind go wherever it needs to go. And taking your time, slowly walking back up. And extending one leg out in front of you, and the other foot to the inside of the thigh. Or you can bring it up on top of the thigh if you want to get a little deeper into that hip. But remember, we're just finding the edge of each stretch. We're not pushing too hard into any of these postures here. So if it doesn't feel good with the foot up, leave it down. Whenever you feel ready, just slowly start folding forward, letting the belly sink down toward the inside of the thigh. Stopping wherever you need to stop. If you have your pillow or your blocks handy, you can place them underneath the head or neck for support. I forgot to grab mine today. Or just let the head or neck relax forward. If you have a pillow to place in front of you, just kind of hug it in nice and close. Let your body drape over it. The muscles relax. Just checking in with your muscles. Make sure you're not creating any tension. Make sure the thigh is nice and loose and relaxed. You're not pulling up through the thigh or the knee here on that extended leg. Letting the hips relax into the earth. Relaxing the upper back through the shoulders, the neck and the head. You might notice some discomfort in the body, just from holding so long. That's okay. As long as there's no pain, just embrace that discomfort. Just your body what it feels like to go a little bit deeper. And training your mind to deal with that discomfort. We train our mind to deal with the physical discomfort. We train our mind to deal with any mental or emotional discomfort. It's using the breath to remain calm and relaxed. Keeping the breath slow and steady. Noticing the muscles in your face. Noticing what your joints are doing. You clenching your jaw. You furrowing your brow. Just let go of any expression on your face. As you let go, the teeth will probably part, the jaw might drop slightly. When you're ready, slowly walking back up, taking your time. Extending the opposite leg out in front of you. And bringing the foot either to the inside of the thigh or up on top of the thigh here. If you need to prop the hips on your blanket or your pillow, you can prop up. If you're feeling any pulling in the lower back or in the hamstrings here. Whenever you're ready, walking forward. Finding just that first point of resistance and pausing there. So as we hold, you might stop feeling the stretch at some point. So if you do, you can always move a little bit deeper and find that new point of resistance here. But otherwise, try to just stay as still as you can, trying not to fidget too much, trying not to adjust too much. Find a position you can comfortably hold and holding still. The head and neck are feeling strained here. Use your pillow, your block, or your blocks underneath for some support. Just drop the head and neck forward. Relax the shoulders, relax down the back to the tailbone. Feeling the sits bones grounding into the earth. Relaxing all the muscles in that extended leg. Make sure you're not pulling up with the thigh or the knee. Make sure you're not pulling back with the toes. Let the ankle and the foot relax. Bring your awareness to your face. Make sure the face is still relaxed, releasing any expression. Take a deep breath in. Exhaling, slowly making your way back up. Taking your time. And bringing the legs out wide. Just as wide as is comfortable. Don't force it. And relaxing from the hips all the way down to the toes. So no flexion in the feet here. Let the feet and the ankles just relax. When you're ready, start walking forward. Finding that point where you just start to feel that resistance, and then pausing there. You can use your pillow, your blocks here if you need to rest the torso over, to rest the hands on, to rest the head and neck on. Whatever feels good for you. Pad up however you need to pad up. Just releasing into the stretch, letting go of any muscle tension. Just going a little bit deeper into the body. This is dragonfly pose. Stretching through the hips, the thighs, maybe a little bit into the lower back here. Just checking in with your thoughts. Make sure the mind is still feeling calm and relaxed. Checking in with the breath. Make sure the breath is still slow and steady. If it's not, the breath is a little bit faster. If it's feeling labored, maybe notice what's going on in the body. Maybe moved a little bit too far to a point that you can't comfortably hold. Or what's going on in the mind. You allowing any of those thoughts to get to you, to upset you. If so, adjust your body, adjust your thoughts as necessary to keep that calm, relaxed state. You're taking your time, slowly making your way back up. And laying down on one side here. Doesn't matter which one. And then bringing the top leg over the bottom. So just extend the leg out in front of you. Let it just rest down on the floor here. And then the top arm, just a little bit, is going to come up, reach back and grab onto that bottom foot. So top leg extended out, bottom foot in your top hand here. And you can do whatever you'd like with the arm. You can stay in this position. You can lay all the way down. You can prop all the way up on the forearm, whatever feels good for you here. Cat grabbing its tail, but pulling the heel in towards you so you feel that stretch through the front of the thigh. And then just relaxing the top shoulder down. Let the weight of the foot just pull down on the shoulder. So if you stop feeling the stretch through the front of the thigh as you release that shoulder, move the bottom knee back just a little bit further so you can still feel that stretch with the shoulder relaxed down. So this top leg here, notice if the leg's relaxed or if you're pulling up through that thigh and that top leg trying to hold it in place. You don't need to keep that leg in a certain place. So as you relax the thigh, the foot, if you're on a smooth floor here on your mat, your foot might start sliding down. That's fine. It doesn't matter where that top leg is resting. You just want it resting somewhere in front of you. Keeping the top shoulder relaxed and open, keeping that top thigh relaxed. You might find you keep squeezing that top thigh, engage in the leg. Just keep reminding yourself to let it go, let it go. Keeping the breath deep, slow, and steady. If you want to add a twist here, totally optional. You can start lowering that top shoulder down toward the floor. It's kind of rolling backwards a little bit. Maybe you need to adjust the bottom arm here into a different position. Just relaxing that top shoulder down toward the floor. So if that doesn't feel good, you don't have to do it at all. You can just stay in this position on the side here, stretching through the thigh, through the shoulder, without adding that twist. But if you twisted, make sure you're still dropping that top shoulder down. Make sure you're still relaxing that top thigh. And then when you're ready, just releasing that bottom foot, rolling over onto the belly here. Take your time. Just bringing the hips square with the floor here. Maybe rocking side to side a couple times. The hips in a comfortable place. Keep them all loosened up here.
And then taking your left arm, reaching the left arm straight out from the left shoulder. So over to the side here, and then the right hand underneath the right shoulder. When you feel ready, rolling on to the left side, just as far as is comfortable. Once you start feeling a stretch through the bottom shoulder, you can stop right there. Maybe you want to step the top foot over the bottom leg to deepen the stretch here. Top arm can stay in front of you, or you can move the top arm behind here to add a little stretching through the top shoulder as well. And the hand can rest on the back, or the fingers can tuck under the torso. So make sure that arm that you're rolled on, the shoulder that you're rolled onto, the arm is reaching back behind you and it's not overhead. If you have the arm here up overhead, you're not going to get any stretch through the bottom shoulder. So make sure it's actually reaching back behind you here. Keep the head and neck relaxed down. Don't strain the neck by hovering here. And then once you find that position, you should feel a stretch through the bottom shoulder. You should feel a stretch through the front of the chest here on that bottom side, maybe even on the top side a little bit. If you don't, roll the hips back just a little bit further. See if you can find that stretch. If you're feeling a little bit too much or if it's painful, roll the hips forward, or maybe if you stepped over, bring the feet back together instead. Really opening through the bottom shoulder, through the front of the chest. This is one of these stretches we all really need. We spend a lot of time hunched forward, shortening the muscles in the chest, lengthening the muscles in the back. This is going to help lengthen the muscles through the chest, shorten the muscles in the back. And then just relaxing into it, releasing any muscle tension. And see if you can get a little bit deeper into the body. When you're ready, slowly rolling forward, making your way back onto your belly, making a pillow with the hands here. Rest the forehead on the back of the top hand. Just pause here. You can rock the hips a little bit side to side if that feels good. And then rolling over onto your opposite side here for cat grabbing its tail. So whatever side you did not do the first time. Okay. And stepping that top foot over the bottom leg here. Bring the top arm back behind, reach back, grab onto the bottom foot, pulling the heel in towards you. And then just releasing that top shoulder. Just letting the weight of the foot pull the shoulder down, stretching through the neck, through the shoulder. If you stop feeling the stretch through that bottom thigh as you relax the shoulder,
Move that bottom knee back a little bit further, but remembering just to find that edge, not a full stretch. Relaxing the top hip, relaxing the thigh. You can do whatever you'd like here with that bottom arm. Just breathing, relaxing breaths, calming breaths. Check in with the muscles. Make sure all the muscles are relaxed and soft. And then just releasing that bottom foot, rolling over onto the belly. Get the hips nice and squared with the mat here. Maybe taking a moment to adjust, maybe rocking the hips a little side to side. When you're ready, just bringing the right arm straight out from the right shoulder. So reaching straight back, left hand underneath the left shoulder, rolling over onto the right side. Maybe stepping the top foot over to get a little bit deeper stretch through that bottom shoulder, through the front of the chest. Top arm can stay in front. It can even relax down here. It doesn't have to stay fixed in one position. You can just kind of relax it. Or you can bring the top arm behind. Let the hand rest on the back or fingers tuck underneath the torso. Maybe rolling forward and back a little bit. Just finding that sweet spot where you just start to feel that stretch and then holding there. If you're feeling too much of a stretch, roll the hips slightly forward. You need to get a little bit deeper, roll the hips slightly back. When you're ready, slowly rolling forward back onto your belly here, making a pillow with the hands. Just resting the forehead down the back of the top hand, pausing here for a moment, rocking the hips if it feels good. Then bringing the wrists underneath the shoulders here. So fingers facing the front edges of your mat, or if you're just on the carpet like I am, just having them face out at a diagonal away from the shoulders here. With elbows tucked in next to the torso. As you inhale, pressing into the palms, lifting the torso up just as high as is comfortable. So if you can straighten your arms, see if you can stay here, but let the hips just sink down toward the mat. So the shoulders will move up toward the ears and sinking into it for seal pose. So it's kind of like upward facing dog, but you're letting all your weight just relax down. Let the hips and the belly relax down. Head and neck can relax forward if that's more comfortable. But if this really bothers your lower back or your wrists or your shoulders or anything, you can do Sphinx instead. Or maybe you spend the first half of this stretch in seal pose and then come down to Sphinx when you can't take anymore. So for Sphinx, elbows under the shoulders, just start pulling the shoulder blades together, expanding the chest, finding that point where you just start to feel it, pausing there, but letting the head rest wherever it's most comfortable. So seal or Sphinx or a combination of both. Relaxing the shoulders, just sinking into the stretch here if you're in seal. Just pulling the shoulders down the back if you're in Sphinx. Relaxing from the neck all the way down to the tailbone. Relaxing the hips. Relaxing all the way down the legs. Let the legs get really heavy. Relaxing the feet into the floor. If your hands start to get numb here, if you're up in seal, then come down into Sphinx, bringing the forearms on the floor. If you start feeling too much intensity, calm down. And about one more minute. And when you're ready, taking your time, making your way all the way down onto your belly. And then when you're ready, pressing back into child's pose. If you need a moment before you move your back in the opposite direction, take a moment, wiggle the hips in crocodile if you need to. Whenever you're ready, just meeting in child's pose. If it's comfortable, touch the toes together here. Let the head and neck relax forward, shoulders relax. And keep the arms out in front of you. You can bring the arms back behind you. Even make a pillow with the hands here if you want, just whatever feels good with the arms here. Just breathing deep breaths. So keeping the knees together here. It's going to stimulate digestion. It's going to be good for the organs. It's going to stimulate in all of the organs in the front of the body here. But if you need some space for the lungs, you can move the knees out wide. Just listen to your body. When you're ready, slowly making your way up. Move on to hands and knees. Bringing the knees underneath the hips, curling the toes under behind you. Bring the fingers facing forward toward you, wrists facing forward. Just sink the hips back toward the heels, stretching the bottoms of the feet, the toes, but also stretching through the front of the wrists here. But if this really bothers your wrist, just maybe turn the fingers off to the sides here. Letting the hips just sink back toward the heels. The further back the hips sink, the deeper the stretch you'll get through the bottoms of the feet and through the wrists. If you have issues with your wrists and this really bothers you, you might just want to skip the wrists entirely and just work on the feet. So hands can stay on the floor or slide up on top of the thighs, letting the shoulders just relax down. Slowly lifting the hips back up, uncurl the toes here. Let the hips sink back toward the heels, maybe wiggling the wrists a little bit, rolling them out, maybe pulling the fingers in, whatever you need here. And when you're ready, bring the legs around in front of you, making your way onto your back. Moving the hips toward the heels, lay all the way down on the mat here, on the floor. Bend the knees in toward the chest. Walk the arms straight out from the shoulders here, palms facing down. Let the shoulders just relax all the way down. Make sure you're not pulling up here, staying tense. Just relax all the way into the earth. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, let the knees drop over to the left side as you turn the gaze to look over the right shoulder. Let the right shoulder relax all the way down. But if you're feeling a lot of strain in the top hip, or if it feels like the legs need support here, if you have a pillow or a block handy, you can bring the pillow in between the knees or underneath, or one in between, one underneath, whatever feels good for you. Keeping the breath slow and steady. The mind's calm and relaxed. Our last stretch of the night. We'll do this side. Move to the other side. We'll move into Shavasana. And checking in with the face. Make sure the face is still relaxed. Teeth are apart, no expression. Inhaling, bringing the knees back up to center. Just rocking side to side here as many times as you need. Massaging that lower back. Whenever you feel ready, let the knees drop over to the right. As you turn the gaze, look over the left shoulder. The left shoulder just relax all the way down. Just taking a moment to savor our last stretch of the night. Twist the spine here, stimulating all of the organs. bringing out all of the toxins. As you inhale, bringing the knees back up to center, just rocking side to side. And dropping the feet down toward the mat, preparing for Shavasana. So you can keep the feet on the floor. You can let the knees drop off wide. You can extend the legs down the mat. Whatever feels good for you. And bringing the hands back behind the neck here. That's kind of grasping onto the neck. And then just running the hand and the fingers up the back of the neck here, the thumbs down the side of the neck, just pulling on the neck. Lengthen it out. The fingers just run along the scalp. Just eventually relaxing the head down, keeping the neck nice and long here. Bringing the arms by the sides, palms facing up. Allowing the shoulders to relax, relaxing down the arms to the fingertips. Relaxing from the top of the head, all the way down the body, all the way to the tips of the toes. Relaxing a little bit deeper, a little bit further with each exhalation. Just allowing your mind to continue its journey. Noticing those thoughts. Noticing any feelings, any emotions. Just taking a moment to appreciate being here this evening. Taking this time for yourself. Appreciating being here in this moment, taking this time to just be still. Slowly coming back into the room, coming back into your body, starting with small movements, wiggling the fingers and toes, rotating the wrists and the ankles, maybe moving the head side to side. When you feel ready, rolling over onto one side and just pausing there for a moment. When you're ready, finding your way into a comfortable seated position, keeping the eyes closed, bringing the hands to the heart, allowing the shoulders, the back, the neck to relax, the jaw to drop slightly. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, bow to yourself in gratitude, bringing the fingertips to the lips, honoring your practice. Inhaling the head back up. And exhaling, opening up the eyes. Thank you for joining me this evening. It's been an honor to be with you in this way. Namaste. Thank you, ladies. Let me know if you have any questions or anything. Otherwise, have a great evening. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shay. It was a great class. I needed that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.